A police officer was stretchered away after collapsing ahead of the Queen's funeral on September 19. The officer in full uniform clutched his black helmet in his white-gloved hands as he was taken away by two members of the Royal Navy after he fell near Parliament Square, the Mirror reported. Medics were forced to rush to his aid minutes before the Queen's coffin was escorted past. For more royal family-related news and videos, check out Royal Family. Days earlier, a member of the royal guard surrounding the coffin of Queen Elizabeth II collapsed in front of hundreds of mourners. A video posted online showed the moment the guard fell forward off a step on which he had been standing for hours in a heavy uniform, in front of the Queen's coffin. Local media outlet Express UK reported the guard was taken away for treatment. King Charles and other senior British royals followed Queen Elizabeth's coffin into Westminster Abbey, joining world leaders and monarchs to bid farewell to a beloved figure who unified the nation through her 70-year reign. In scenes of inimitable pageantry, pallbearers carried her flag-draped casket along the aisle in the country's first state funeral since 1965, when Winston Churchill was afforded the honour. Tens of thousands of people lined the streets as the Queen's casket made the short journey from Westminster Hall, where she had been lying in state, pulled along on a gun carriage by 142 sailors with arms linked. A bell tolled and bagpipes skirled. Pin drop silence fell over London's Hyde Park nearby as thousands of people, who for hours had picnicked and chatted, went quiet the second the Queen's coffin appeared on screens erected for the occasion. Shortly before, hundreds of armed personnel in full ceremonial dress had marched past in a historic display of kilts, bearskin hats, scarlet tunics and bands in white gloves. Inside the abbey, lines of scripture were set to music that has been used at every state funeral since the early 18th century. Among those walking behind the casket was her great-grandson and future king, 9-year-old Prince George. The 2,000-strong congregation included some 500 world leaders and foreign royal families, including Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Along the Mall, one of London's grand ceremonial boulevards, the crowd stood 15 to 20 people deep in places. Alistair Campbell Binnings, 64, said he left his home in Norfolk at midnight to make his way to London. "This is a one-off. We would only be here for the Queen. We just felt we had to be here. She was what we always needed in a time of crisis," he said. Queen Elizabeth died on September 8 at her Scottish summer home, Balmoral Castle. Her health had been in decline, and for months the monarch, who had carried out hundreds of official engagements well into her 90s, had withdrawn from public life. The 40th sovereign in a line that traces its lineage back to 1066, Elizabeth came to the throne in 1952, Britain's first post-imperial monarch. With op. And finally, thank you all for watching the video. Please like and comment your opinion so we can discuss together. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell to follow and update many other interesting news. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.